Hi, I'm Roger, a regular guy with a hotline to spirit, and I'm going to talk to you about how I got into energy work.
Gande ho, gai he hayun dayaho, gai dayaho. Ha.
Once in a while, someone will ask me, how'd you get into that line of work? And that's a really good question because it actually makes me pause. I didn't set out to go into energy work. I wasn't thinking about energy work or let me be an energy worker. I was a personal trainer, and while I was being a personal trainer, I would get information on the people I was training. To train them, as I look back, what would help me best in training them was the information I got from Spirit. But at the time, I wasn't thinking, oh, Spirit is saying this. And I would train them, and they're like, oh, wow, how did you know that? Or that really went well. Or thank God you had me do that because that helped me so much. And that would just increase. The more I would listen to that guidance, it would just increase and increase pretty rapidly. I still wasn't thinking, oh, I'm getting this from Spirit at all. I was just listening and leaning into that muscle. And then I started doing body work on people. And at the end of the session of doing body work, I would have received a bunch of information about them, for them, and I would share it. And then pretty soon I would start getting people that would book sessions with me just for that information. I remember this one person coming in, and I did body work on them, and I came to realize that they just wanted the information. I was like, I gave you a great body work session. What do you mean about the information? As I think of that person, I also remember half the stuff I would say to him about him, he would not want me to say. They were very private things. So there was that challenge that I had to face in that moment. So I kept my mouth quiet, shut, and I gave him a couple of things, and I thanked him and wished him a good day. And then I reviewed how I was about that, and I thought, I don't think I handled that very well. I need to be gracious about what I am and what I'm offering, and know that that is an important thing. And so I got more comfortable. I think that was a big part of it, and I think that's true for all of us, is getting comfortable with being what we are. So it was about me getting comfortable and accepting that, oh, I know things. People are coming to me for that. It's no longer a private or a secret. And it was a very beautiful thing. Probably the most important thing I have to say on doing energy work is taking in the person's beauty and that they are bringing it, and how can what Spirit gives me support them, guide them best in that moment, perfectly under and through grace that would lead them to happiness and joy. So the moment I got comfortable with giving information, people would come in for information. Interesting how that happens. The moment we get comfortable being what we are, people show up in need of the very thing we bring. So I remember doing this one client, training her at a gym, and we were done, and she says, okay, so tell me, Roger. I said, excuse me. She says, I'd really like to have other information you can give me. And I said, excuse, I'm not following you. She says, I think you are. I said, okay. She says, well, where do you want to do it? I'm like, because you might, I'm fine here, she said, but you might want more privacy. I said, let's go in the side. There was a side room right near my desk in that gym. And we go inside, and I start giving her intuitive information. And some of it didn't make sense to me because I'm not living her life, I'm living mine. And she told me everything was right on the money, and she went into great detail on the detail I gave her and how it fit in perfectly and what she needed to hear in that moment. I was like, huh. And the reason why I'm telling you about intuitive information, I would get different people and the same thing would happen. But it really then evolved into doing energy sessions. I remember this one person, she said to me, Roger Dodger, I want to do a session with you. I said, excuse me, this was at a bookstore, at a gathering. I said, I guess in personal training? She says, no, an energy session. I said, okay. I'd only done maybe several energy sessions at the time, and it wasn't word on the street. No one knew about it. But again, once we have something and we stand in that just a little bit, people come forth in need of the very thing we bring. So I do a session on her. She comes in, I'm doing an energy session. As I'm done, I go into the restroom, and she's still laying on the table in this room, a massage table, and I start getting these images and of graves and just a lot of graves, as in death, and that was very unsettling for me. And because we had just had a beautiful, peaceful session. So I come out of the restroom and I'm like, and she's about to get up. I said, don't get up so fast. So I'm standing at her feet and I said, I'm about to share something with you and I don't want to alarm you, but I need to bring it up. And she says, what? And I said, what's with all the graves? And with that, she says, oh, that. I'm like, oh, that. And I said, what do you mean, oh, that? And she began to explain to me that in many other lifetimes, she had decided not to finish the life in various ways. But it was, and I said, and then I got it. But it was in this life, and I said it to her right then and there, it's in this life that she's to stay, and she's to receive love, and give it and bring it. And she says, yes. After that, I ended up doing quite a few energy sessions, right? And I started calling them just sessions, because in every session for me, it would be a combination of what I would get in from spirit, intuitive, or psychic, whatever you want to call it, information, and also do energy work on them. It's really this combination that I feel an energy session, at least with me, made it quite strong and thorough. Helping and addressing the person on all the levels that they were being. We're many things. We're not just what we think we are. We're so much more. So energy sessions are so important because Western medicine is a wonderful thing. As a matter of fact, I often applaud Western medicine because I think if it wasn't for Western medicine, for example, one of my nephews would not be alive. He was born a preemie. So I celebrate Western medicine. I just find that Western medicine and energy medicine need to come together because we are many things on many levels. We're not just physical. We're also energy first. So having an energy session helps us look at what we have up and going, what we're animating, what we're maintaining, bringing in the experience we're having, whether it's conscious or subconscious or unconscious. And we get to change that, and we get to change then our physical experience, physically in our bodies and in our environment. I love doing energy sessions because the person comes in and they're just trying so hard. And very often they think they're doing something wrong, and they're not. They're perfect. They're perfect and complete, and they don't understand this other aspect of being that they are, which is magnificent and powerful. That's bringing in the experience. So together we working with the client, we create a new experience. And I love that. That's what an energy session does. Eventually, actually one day, I'm walking through a park, and I hear, "Get a room." And literally, like the voice from Radio City Music Hall. And within a day, I got a room at a chiropractor's office, and I was doing energy sessions. And I've been doing energy sessions ever since I went from there to having my own office and to another office, moving from there until I'm here. And welcome to my office. So I'll have people come in here in person, and a lot of my practice has branched out to various places in the world because I do energy sessions by phone or FaceTime or Zoom or Skype. And maybe I'll do an episode on distance healing because we think we have to be in front of the person to have an energy session, and that is so far from the truth. Energy is energy. Everything is frequency. We're all connected. So what I can do for someone from here, they don't have to be in front of me. So they're in front of me on the phone, or they might even say, "Roger, I want you to do a session on me while I'm sleeping," or so on and so forth. They don't even want to be part of it. I'll just set the date. But very often they do, and I give them information from a distance, and we're having this energy session. Just like you're seeing me now, we're having a session. It's like no different than an energy session. This exchange of information. And you're seeing me and you're feeling me, I hope. I'm seeing you and I'm feeling you, and believe it or not, I surely am. And it is amazing. I think I'll do an episode also on what exactly takes place in an energy session. But if you have any questions about anything, energy sessions for me on anything, if I can answer it, I will. But leave them below in the comments area and I will definitely respond to your question. Thank you so much for being here. I love what I do and I love people. So this for me is just wonderful. You're wonderful. Have a great day. Enjoy everything that you are on every level that you are expressing life in and from. Thank you so much. Much love to you.